Hey guys, Ashley here, also known as the Adrian fan, but there's another video instead where we talk about the Black man teenager. I told y'all that okay, I will get into it when I talk about season one. I just feel like Black man teenager is a show that I need to talk about more. I did mention this before that there are shows that, at least drama shows that I have watched that I want to talk about more. This person that I feel like Black man teenager is really overhated. Like, I could understand some of the issues that people have with it. The acting could have been a little bit better. I think a lot of people say they don't like how lighthearted it can feel sometimes. It takes away, like, the element. And I remember Lady Brandon Henson saying that she wanted to put a lighter tone into the show to not make it too soap opera-ish. That's her name word, but she didn't want to make it too soap opera, which I could understand that, these are people at the end of the day who, everything doesn't have to always be, doom and gloom all the time, kind of like Euphoria, how everything just seems so doom and gloom, like these kids are, like, never happy. It's like these kids have no happy memories at all. It's like, I understand some people have different childhood, but it's like, you mean tell me you don't have not one happy memory in your life? Not one. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, people come from different backgrounds, people go through different things. I like that about Black teenager, that you can get a scene that's lighthearted and, just people smiling and not being so down themselves. I do like that a lot about the show. I know a lot of people feel like it's too sitcom-ish, but to me, I just feel like I do like the fact that it can be a little bit lighthearted. Because to me, it doesn't have to always be, kind of like how she said, too soap opera-ish, but I don't mind the soap opera element. I feel like the drama was still there in the show. The drama is what kept me coming back to put it in my DVD player. That's how I got into the show. I got into the show by watching it on DVD. Like I said, I'll get into that when I talk about how I got into the show, when I give my season 1 review. The season 1 review is probably going to come out tomorrow when I come home from work, so just be prepared for that. But it's also what I love about One Tree Hill as well. Even through all the dark times that they have in One Tree Hill, it is very nice to see the characters smile and just be happy and be friends and enjoy each other's company. But today's video, like I said, this is the most that I posted after work in a long time. I'm probably gonna start doing this. Just if I'm not too tired, just post during the day after work. But anyway, I'm trying to get. I keep going on side rants. I'm gonna get into this pretty soon. I'm sorry, I don't mean to introduce so long. I'm gonna get it back into One Tree Hill rant. I'm probably gonna make a rant tomorrow as well after I do the season 1 review. I'm probably gonna try to fit some as well during the weekend, but if I don't, it's because it's the weekend. I want to relax. But like I said, I'm not gonna be lazy. I'll probably try to fit at least 1 or 2 videos in by the weekend with One Tree Hill until some time. But today's video is about Black teenager. Specifically, when I wrote down my paper for things that bother me about the show, the more that I go back and rewatch season 1 specifically, a lot of the rants that I have saved in my gallery are a lot of things that bother me about season 1. Don't worry, there'll probably be more shit in here that bother me about season 2, 3, and 4 and onward. Man, there are some things that bother me in this season. Things that piss me off. And one of the things that piss me off is Adrian basically trying to convince Ricky to be a deadbeat. Let's get into this. Let's get into this. I think the person that I have to thank the person that I need to give a shout out to who brought me back into talking more about this show is Tales by Ray. If you don't subscribe to her, Tales by Ray. She was talking about, I watched her video about Black teenager thing, her little rant about how she feels about the show, and it made me just feel like I need to talk about this show a little bit more. And I had to go back. I went back and watched the episodes on season 1, and oh my god, there are so many things about season 1 that annoy me. So let's get into it. specifically this is just one of the many things that bother me about season 1. Adrian basically trying to convince Ricky to be a deadbeat. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I honestly couldn't believe it. So, episode 5 is when everybody basically finds out that Amy is pregnant. The rumor has gone around school. It's no denying, it's no hiding, it's no secret. This also when Ricky finds out that he also hears about the rumor that he might have gotten Amy pregnant. And now Amy can't hide anymore about her being pregnant. It's all going around school, which I think is really sad. The fact that people are talking about, the fact that people are just roaming around school and talking about her being pregnant and saying that it's not sad. This girl is 15 years old, a freshman in high school, pregnant, and y'all just chatting it up like it's, like I said, like it's locker room gossip. To me, I think it's very shallow and very ignorant. The fact that Jack, I'm going to get into the thing about Adrian, but I didn't give y'all a rundown. That way this will make sense. The fact that Jack is telling Adrian that she shouldn't hang out with a girl like Amy because she's knocked up. What? Amy's a terrible person because she had a baby? If anything, I want to be friends with a girl like Adrian who just gives her cookie away to anybody who wants it. In my opinion, she gives it out for free. The fuck? At this point, the way she gave it out for free, she might as well just be a prostitute. She wants to just trick. And not only that, just does Adrian have a dress code when it comes to this school? All the episodes that I watched so far in season 1, this girl literally wears things that is not dress code. She's wearing belly shirts. She's wearing a shirt with, you can see her bra. Like, is there like no dress code for Adrian? It's like, where are the teachers? Where's the staff in this school? Is it just Mr. Molina? Like, when I go back and watch it, like, where are the teachers? Like, who's the principal? Like, what? It was weird. The fact that she literally took her shirt off in the middle of the hallway, it's like there's no punishment for that. Okay. The fact that Jack was trying to tell her that she shouldn't hang out with a girl like Amy, or shouldn't give Amy a ride to school because Amy's gonna have a kid. It's like, are you serious? What the fuck makes Adrian so much better than Amy? The fuck out of here. But basically, this is where the episode where everything unfolds about everyone finding out about Amy is pregnant. Madison and Lauren were the ones who pretty much started the whole rumor. They were the ones who were gossiping about it, and that's how people found out. Because Madison and Lauren are the worst friends ever in history. The video that I did make with them recently, everything that I watched recently with them was very accurate. I don't need to make the updated version of it unless, like I said, I need to watch seasons 2 and 3. I don't remember seeing much of them in season 4 hanging out with Amy. Like I said, I might have to go back and watch. But I do remember I did watch seasons 2 and 3 to see if there's anything else that I want to talk about when it comes to Madison and Lauren. So there might be a part 2 in the future. But this is the episode where Adrian says that Ricky won't make a mistake like that, and he won't tell her about it. So in episode 6, Adrian is telling Ricky to not get involved. Don't try to talk Amy out of it about getting an abortion or taking care of it. He talked about, is it because you're jealous of Amy? She talked about, I'm not jealous of anybody. Yes, you are. Why do you care so much about him wanting to be involved with somebody, a girl who's having his child? Why do you care so much? Why are you convincing him to be a deadbeat? Like, that shit bothered me. The fact that she's telling him you can't be a father because you're not a good person, or because let her take care of it. Let Ben just be there for her, and you just stay out the way, even though it's his child. Like, what? That shit is fucking ridiculous. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard anybody say. I think it's because Adrian had no dad that she wanted Ricky to be a deadbeat, and it's like, girl, are you fucking serious? Are you serious? I'm glad that Ricky was friends with Grace, and Grace talking some sense into him. I'm glad that Grace took him to that clinic and tried to get him to talk Amy out of it. Are you serious? She talked about don't get involved, don't come down here and try to talk Amy out of what she's doing. Now, I do think Grace was naive for thinking that Amy seduced him, but she is right about one thing. It takes two people to have sex. The fact that you're just like trying to say that it doesn't matter who seduced who, in my opinion. They both have sex and now Amy is pregnant. The concern should not be whether or not Amy taking care of it. The concern should be what are her and Ricky going to do. I couldn't believe, and now this is not just the only episode, when I couldn't believe in the hallway she's telling him that I don't think it would be smart for you to get involved with Amy and the baby. She said, are you really serious about getting involved? He talked about why wouldn't I want to get involved? He said, why wouldn't I want to talk to her and see what's going on with it? She talked about she just let her take care of it. She said, let Ben be involved. And she said the only reason why you're doing this is because you're friends with Grace. And she said she thinks it's pathetic. It's like, girl, how you gonna tell him how you feel about it? Huh, Adrian? How you gonna tell him how you feel about the kid? And then not only that, Amy calls her and tells her that she wants to have an abortion. And in a car when Ben is basically not trying to talk Amy out of it, but trying to like reassure her about if this is really what she wants to do. This is a big decision that Amy is making by herself without her mother there. Like, she's basically just gonna do this by herself. Like, yeah, she has been there, but making a decision like that, you should at least have a family member there who's gonna wanna, hold your hand through that. If that's really what you wanna do. I understand that it's Amy's decision, and Ben couldn't talk her out of it. Amy thought the abortion is what she wanted, but abortion isn't easy. That is a very hard process, and the only reason why Adrian wanted her to get an abortion is because she's talking about Ricky's never going to marry you, he's never going to get involved anyway, so why keep the kid? She said you don't want to have a baby and give it up for adoption and then have the kid come looking for you when your life is getting better. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. No one asked for your opinion. Turn around and drive the car. Be a Lyft driver and shush. I love when Ben clocked her and said Ricky's never going to marry you either. He's never going to marry you, you delusional broad, you delusional fucking whore. He's never going to marry you. He's never going to love or cherish you because there's nothing to love or cherish you about. There's nothing about Adrian to love. There's nothing about Adrian to like. There's nothing about her that's worth anybody's time. She's not worth anyone's time. Adrian is a tramp. I don't give a fuck if you are Adrian Lee stan. I do not like Adrian. Through all 5 seasons of the show, Adrian didn't do anything to make me care about her as a person. There were only 2 times in the show when I actually gave a fuck about what Adrian went through. Number 1 is when she lost the baby, when her and Ben lost their daughter Mercy, and number 2 is when she finally told her and Ricky went in therapy and she was vulnerable for the first time in their 2-year relationship about why she is the way she is. Like, it's not just the daddy issues. She basically was in love with her best friend, who was a boy. They lost their virginity for each other, and I guess they alluded to that he might have died from cancer, which is totally fucked up, but I still feel like Adrian is just a piece of shit. I still feel like the whole show she didn't change, not once. Like I said, like, that's just the tip of the iceberg. And the fact, too, that when her and Ricky went back to her house, she talked about that you shouldn't be with Amy, you shouldn't be with Grace, and Amy shouldn't be having your baby. Because you're not a good guy and I'm not a good girl, and you basically should be with me. It's like the fact that she's trying to make Ricky choose between making a good decision and her, it just really pisses me off. It just shows how pathetic Adrian really is as a person in season 1. And like, this is an ongoing thing in season 1. She tells Ricky, I believe in one of the episodes, that if he's going to get involved with Amy, they can't see each other anymore. It's when she was like, we're not having sex anymore, and he's basically like, come on, it was just a one-time thing. So what she mean it? She said that he's becoming more and more involved with Amy and the baby and the decisions, and she said she can't be with him if he's going to be doing all that. And it's like basically just her being like, I can't be with you if you're going to do the right thing. It's like, why would you hate him for doing the right thing? You should be encouraging him to be there for the conversation, to be there for the decision making, to be there to make sure that him and Amy can agree on what's best for their son. And that's one of the problems that I did have with season 1, which is a video in itself about Ricky not being involved really in the pregnancy. That's a video coming up very shortly. That shit pisses me off going back to season 1. The fact that Ricky was barely involved when it came to the pregnancy. It's like, where the fuck is Ricky at? None of that either. In episode 10, I believe, the back to school special, when Amy finally came back to school, the scene with her and Ricky, he talking about, I think she said, how often do you talk to Amy? I'm trying to remember how this scene went. I know they was talking about they had a great time last night, because, you know, all they do is have sex. Him and Adrian really don't have nothing else going on for the relationship besides sex. The relationship is so surface level. It's ridiculous. I think he said that he got to talk to Amy's coming back today. He got to talk to her about the baby. She said, "Oh yeah, I forgot." She said, "I almost forgot for 2 seconds that you're having a baby." She said, "How often do you talk to her?" He said, "Whenever I want." And she talked about Ben doesn't mind. He talked about, no. Who was Ben to tell me that I can't talk to her? She's having my child, not his. My child, not his. My child, not his. The last time I motherfucking checked. He talked about she's having my baby. She talked about she's not having your baby. She's having a baby. She talked about that she thinks it's dumb for him to get involved. She talked about that Amy's gonna hate him if he gets involved. He talked about, why would she hate me for doing a good thing? She talked about, you're not a good guy. He talked about, like, oh my gosh, Adrian is so pathetic. Like, I just can't believe that the entire time in season 1 that she just, like, is trying to encourage Ricky to not be there. And it's like, you didn't grow up without a father. You basically don't have any parents. And you're encouraging him to not be involved with his child. And you know what? I can't say that I'm not surprised, because her and Ricky are very toxic. So it's like, do you really expect somebody who is toxic to give you anything that's encouraging? That's a rhetorical question. No. Adrian is insecure. Adrian is stupid. She's dumb. She's lonely. And she's basically just trying to get Ricky to choose between her or his kid. She talked about just let Ben be involved. She said just let Ben be there to make decisions. It's not Ben's kid. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to just stand by and let Ben just think he can do whatever he wants, which is what the writers did anyway. They basically just have Ben and Amy playing house the whole time, and Ricky just comes around when it's convenient for the writers for him to be involved with the pregnancy. Oh my god, that shit bothers me. And in episode 18 of season 1, her and Ricky were not, they weren't seeing each other anymore or anything like that. She's telling him, did you ever care about me? I know I mentioned it before in one of these rants. She said, did you ever care about me? He said, yeah, once. He said, did I ever care about what? She said, do you ever care? She said, do you care about me the way you care about Amy and Grace and the baby? He talked about, yeah, I care about you, but he said, I don't anymore. He said that Amy's having his baby. He said he's about to get ready and be a father. She talked about, that doesn't mean you should be with Amy. Then what does it mean? Who ever said anything about them being together because they have a child? Like, what? What are you talking about? And then she got mad when he said that him and Amy have to go look at adoptive parents for their son. She talked about our son. She said, are you and Amy a couple now? She's the mother of my son. What the fuck are you talking about? Adrian, you're fucking ridiculous. What are you talking about? Adrian is pathetic in season 1. She's really pathetic, honestly. I just couldn't believe that basically just trying to get Ricky to like choose between her and his kid. The fact that she's encouraging him to be a deadbeat is ridiculous to me. But like I said, I can't say I'm not surprised because she's a toxic person. So she's not gonna give him anything that's encouraging. And like, this is just like a ongoing thing also in season 2. Just like trying to make Ricky just like she was between her or John. She wasn't encouraged. She was not telling Ricky to not be there. But then it came to the point where she was like, it's either me or John. And it's just like, girl, listen, I have a kid. I don't have time to play hippity hoppity, tic tac toe, none of that shit. I have a son now. I have big responsibilities. I don't have time to keep going this back and forth route with you. It's getting ridiculous. I cannot stand Ricky and Adrian's relationship. Those first 2 seasons with them together felt like 3 seasons of the show. It's ridiculous. I was so over the relationship. They were so toxic, so surface level. They had no chemistry. They were just very entertaining together in a way where it was like there was always drama with them. So it made for good television. The relationship got even more toxic in season 2. Like, even in like season 1, like the fact that she got mad about him wanting to be friends with Grace. She talked about, I'm not mad about some little virgin who you want to just help out. She talked about, it's not like we're dating, we're just bed buddies. It's like, yeah, you idiot. I could have told you that. And it's not like that matters, because you still get him the pussy whenever he wants it. Even when he was with Grace, you were still seeing him and not caring about Grace, even though she's supposed to be quote unquote your friend. Even though I never want to believe in that friendship at all. Let's just say Adrian literally has, she's the definition of no worth. If you look up no worth in a dictionary, you will see Adrian's picture. Adrian Lee will pop up in a dictionary. Definition of no worth, no self-respect, no self-identity, nothing. She's just a sad, lonely, insecure little girl looking for validation in ways that is just pathetic. Yes, I'm going to bury your icon. So many people stand this bitch on TikTok, and it's like, what? Are y'all serious? Are y'all serious? Y'all gonna stand this bitch? No. I don't like Adrian. I've never liked Adrian. And season 2 is where her character got even more. God. I'm gonna try my best to not talk about her character too much, because I wanted to make a video of her being in Ashley. I wanted to talk about all 3 of them in one big video, because to me, you could add George up there. This season 1 and 2 George is not my favorite. He's annoying. He's an asshole. He's awful. So yeah, but I can talk about George when I talk about the parents, because the parents are written very weird in this show in a way that I don't understand. But Adrian, Ben, and Ashley, these 3 characters made my blood boil whenever I saw them on my screen. I literally just wanted to transform through the screen and just beat the fuck out of them. They always know the fuck out of me. Always. If you had to ask me who I feel like annoyed me the most out of 3, probably Ashley. Ashley's really annoying. Like, I cannot stand her at all. Everything she says annoys me, because everything she says is always a smart comment. Everything she says, it always sounds like she thinks she's the smartest person in the room. She's just fucking annoying. But Adrian, back to Adrian. Adrian, her character got even more insufferable in season 2. It's like, you thought she was insecure in season 1, by season 2 the writers amplified it. Oh, I can't. Let's just say they multiplied it by 2,000 with her insecurities. Seriously. Her and Ben. You thought they were insecure in season 1? Oh, season 2 they take the cake. The writers just made them 2,000 times more insecure in season 2. So that's just how I feel. I just can't believe that Adrian was encouraging Ricky to be a deadbeat and to not be there, and just getting mad about him and Amy spending more time together, trying to make decisions together. Like, it was just ridiculous to me. I honestly just thought it was ridiculous. I don't understand. I'm really happy that Ricky didn't listen to her. I'm really happy that he took real genuine advice from Grace, someone who actually gives a damn, someone who actually wanted him to be a good father and just try to be involved no matter what. And I feel like the scene where her and her dad talked about, this also be a future video about, I don't know if I should mention it in a if I should mention it in a how I felt about these episodes, or if I should mention it in Ricky's character development. I'm kind of debating, but I might talk about Ricky's episodes in season 1. These episodes of Ricky in season 1 were great episodes. Episodes 14 and 15 were really great episodes of Ricky. Masterful episodes, really good. I was honestly really surprised that they just decided to end the episode that quick. Like, the fact that he only had 2 episodes, it's like they could have had dragged that out a little bit more, Ricky, but they decided not to. I'll think about it if I do it. I'll think about it if I want to talk about them personally or if I'm mentioning character development. But I'll think about it. But the scene where Adrian, her father, and I'll just end the video after this, when he tells her that Ricky doesn't care about her, and she's telling him he does care about me. Girl, he's coming over here to have sex with you. He's about to be a teenage father with another girl, and yet he's dating another girl. Do you honestly think Ricky cares about you? Do you honestly think he gives a damn? I don't think she cares about him either. At all. I don't think Adrian encouraged him to do no good in his life. I don't think she encouraged him to do anything great in his life. Not that too. In season 1, she tried to encourage him to run away. She talked about just forget about Amy and the baby and just come be with me, and that's just go on the road and just be us. It's like, are you serious? Are you serious? Just go. And honestly, I don't feel bad about Ricky using a bitch like her. A bitch like her needs to be used because she's dumb. A bitch like her with no self-esteem, no morals, no self-respect, no self-confidence. A bitch like her deserves to get used. Yep, I said it. Who's gonna come for me? Drop the addy and we'll talk about it. Like I said, the fact that Adrian tried to encourage Ricky to just basically just like say fuck being a teenage father and choose me over the kid. It's like, girl, you're the most pathetic person I've ever met. That might actually be the title of this video. The fact that Adrian tried to get Ricky to not, the fact that she tried to encourage him to not be the first child. That's ridiculous. So that's how I feel. I think Adrian is a pick-me. I think she's an insecure girl, very insecure and just very, very delusional that she would think that Ricky would choose being with her over being a father and taking care of his responsibilities. Like I said, I'm really happy. If Grace wasn't there, I honestly feel like he would have listened to Adrian. But I'm really happy that Grace was there to talk some sense into him, because Adrian really would have just made him a deadbeat father. And that would have been a night in hell. So other than that, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time with the next one. Bye.